Good morning, William. Here's the machine, the Breville Barista Pro BES878 in Truffle Black. As you saw in the photos, the machine is like 95% new. Only like a scratch here and a scratch here on the front, and that's pretty much it. It's very clean and probably has been used 20 or 30 times, and it's in fully functional order. I've just finished doing the cleaning cycles and no issues there, and it's still under warranty, so you have nothing to worry about. I will be making a latte, a double shot latte this morning, to kind of demonstrate the machine working, teaching you how to use it, and a few tips and tricks here and there. So the machine is on. Usually takes like 5 seconds to turn on. It's like the fastest machine in the world, so you'll enjoy that, I'm sure. That's about it. That's how long it takes to warm up. I'm gonna heat up my cup and the machine by running a blank shot. So that means just putting on the handle, no coffee, and putting my cup underneath and running, for example, a double shot. That will give me hot water through the portafilter and it will warm things up a little bit. So I like doing that. In the meantime, I'll be preparing my milk. You can do this once or twice. It doesn't hurt to do it twice. Okay. If you wanted to warm a cup or fill a cup with hot water, you can also use the hot water tap, of course, and that's by turning this dial. It'll give you hot water straight from the boiler. That's good for making like a long black coffee, warming up your cups, or brewing some tea. I'm going to put this on the side. I'm going to take the portafilter out. You want to dry the portafilter before grinding. Just use tissue. And then I'm using a scale here I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm using a scale to measure the quantity of coffee going in and the amount of coffee going out. So this is a double basket, this single wall double basket. Your machine comes with all 4. Anyway, I'll be grinding 18 grams into the double basket. That's how much it takes. And having a scale makes life much easier in terms of dialing in and getting your coffee right. But you can still use the machine without a scale, of course. You just have to learn how to eyeball it. And I'll teach you how to do that now. So the grind amount is at number 8. You probably can't see it in the camera. It's at number 8. Making it finer will slow down the coffee when it comes out. Making it coarser will make the coffee quicker. And that's the grind size at number 8. The grind amount is how long the grinder will spin, and you can change it in half a second increment, which is pretty good. So I'll keep it, let's try 6.5, or let's try 6 seconds and see how we go. I'm gonna aim for 18 grams, so you can click this to give you a double quantity. I personally like to keep it on single and do it twice. That way I can measure halfway and sort of gauge if I'm doing it right. That was quick. So I'm gonna press after the first dose and measure. 7.8. So I'm going to increase it a little bit and then do it again. How much was that? Yeah, that should give us about 9 grams, 6.5 or 7 seconds should give us about 9 grams. Just flatten the mountain of coffee with your palm. 18.1, yeah, I'm happy with that. So around 6.5 or 7 seconds should give you about 9 grams per click, or about, let's say, 13.5 seconds. Should be about right. Anyway, I'm gonna tamp it now, so make sure you kind of distribute it either with your palm or with a distribution tool, and then tamp it nice and firm. Applying firm, even pressure all around. And once you have that tamped down, usually the tamper goes as deep as this silver cap here. This silver part is about the depth that the tamper goes when you have the correct amount of coffee. So you can use the razor tool to scrape off the excess coffee, but if you're like me and you don't like wasting coffee, you can just make the machine dose the correct amount every time, and just double check that you have the correct amount by looking at the depth of the tamper. Approximately, it doesn't have to be to the millimeter, but this is how it looks when I have the correct amount of coffee. So make sure it's nice and flat, there's no gaps or holes, or it's not tilted, and clean the edges and lock it in. The seal on this machine is like new, so it'll be a little bit tight to lock in, so don't feel obliged to push it all the way to the right. Usually only as tight as necessary. So as you saw, I only tightened it this much, and it's already really, like, it's fairly stuck in there. So about dead center is what I would go max. Even like 6:30, 7 o'clock here is fine. You do that again. So starting here, I'm going to lock it a little bit to the right. That's about it. Not quite dead center, but good enough. Don't force it too much. You don't want to be applying excessive force. And if you find that it's really, really hard to turn, it's probably that you have a lot of coffee. So if you have too much coffee, obviously, you'll struggle with putting it on the machine. Okay, 18 grams of coffee in. And I'm going to make the espresso now. I like to add a little bit of hot water just to dissolve my sugar. Okay. Sorry about that. Cool. Mix it up a little bit. For every gram of ground coffee, I'm going to try to double it in terms of liquid coffee, liquid espresso. So 18 grams in, 36 grams out. That's the usual recipe that people use. So that's what I'm going to aim for. These buttons are programmable, of course, so they go for, I think, about 60 milliliters for the double and 40 milliliters for the single. You may or may not like that, so you can always go to the settings and adjust the volume of the cups, the buttons for oh my god, you can adjust the volume of water that the machine gives you. So these are not by time, they're actually by volume, which is good, so the machine never overflows your cup. It'll always give you the same volume. It's just a matter of how quickly it is. So if it gives you a double shot in 10 seconds, I would say that's too quick. I'll usually aim for 20 to 30 seconds, or about 30 seconds from the start of the timer. So the machine will give you like a timer on the screen when you make the coffee, as well as the timer for the grinder, which is really handy. So yeah, I'm just going to use that timer and aim for about 30 seconds. And I'll actually adjust the cup for you. So I'm gonna adjust it to give us 36 grams approximately. So we'll go into custom shot, and it'll say press. So I'm gonna look for two things: the flow of the coffee, like the consistency, and the timing. So you want it to be coming out nice and smooth. If you have the ground setting correct, and if you're using fresh coffee, it should be nice and smooth. It's a little bit too quick, it steams. And it's only coming out from the right hand side. Now it's equalized. It's probably my technique. But yeah, I'm going to stop it there. 25 seconds, that's decent. It's not too slow or too quick. It's not too quick. Ooh, that's 34 grams. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Like if I let it go for a little bit longer, it would have been 36 grams. So that was a decent shot. Maybe I didn't distribute it properly. There's distribution tools that you can buy to help you with that. But yeah, this is a decent shot. As you saw, it's nice and smooth flow. We have good crema. It looks really good and it smells really good. Yeah, it tastes really good as well. So I'm happy with that. In the settings here, you can also change your temperature and go into the cleaning cycle modes. So that's really good. After the shot, I like to run a blank shot. So just take out the porta filter and knock it out. And by the way, I do have a knock box for sale if you're interested. I have a few for sale actually. So if you don't have one, feel free to message me about that. I'm going to run a blank shot, so just the single cup. Running hot water to clean and flush the group head, as well as the porta filter. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's enough. And then I'm going to put it back. That's an espresso. And for a latte, obviously you need to steam some milk. And you need to learn the technique. It's not too hard. And this machine makes it easy because it's a very versatile steam wand and it has 4 holes underneath. And the steam pressure is quite strong, so it shouldn't take too long. When you turn it on, it'll take like 5 seconds to switch to steam. Again, that's very quick for a single boiler machine. Give it a few seconds to get stronger. I'm going to turn it off, turn it back on. And I'm going to stop it when I can't touch the jug for too long. Let's say if I can't touch it for half a second, I'm going to turn it on. Really important, after steaming, you want to purge. Just quickly run some steam or hot water through the wand. Just like that. That'll clean the insides from any milk. And grab a wet towel and wipe off the wand straight away. Of course, it gets really hot, so the milk will stick there if you don't clean it straight away. And the sooner you clean it, the easier and the better. So I recommend you do it right after. And there we go. You keep the machine nice and clean. It'll keep running for ages with no issues. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab the milk. After steaming the milk, just tap down the jug to break any bubbles. swirl it around to mix it up. Do this a couple times until you're happy with the texture. Whoops. Usually the texture is a nice smooth surface, almost like wet paint, if you've ever seen that. Keep doing that to break any bubbles. And yeah, with enough practice you can actually do very good latte art. I'm not much of an artist, so I usually don't get it right. But what's important is the taste, and it definitely gets points for that. I'm just going to give some milk to my cat. She loves the milk. There you go. Yeah, so that's a latte on the Breville Barista Pro. Few bubbles here and there, but it looks good, and I'm sure it tastes good, and you'll be doing coffees like that and better, hopefully soon. So I'll see you, and take care. Cheers.